Welcome to a new series of Plodders Lost. Yes folks, it's called Plodders Does the Dales. This is the Dales, the Yorkshire Dales, and this particularly is Lytton Dale. And there's a reason why I've started a new series. Because as you can see in my backpack, it's a lot lighter than normal and there's no tent attached. And the reason is, me and the missus splashed the cash and we now have an activity centre based here at Lytton Dale, which I have to walk through to start my first walk, and you'll see it's beautiful. The area where this park is actually called Hawkswick Coat, and just a few hundred yards that way is Arncliffe Coat, and it's typical Yorkshire Dales, dry stone walling. Look at that beautiful barn there, and a little farmhouse over there, and this is the park. What an entrance, isn't it tasty? And a beautiful barn for me to get showered in at the end of a hot sweaty day. I can get showered in my lodge, but the missus wouldn't approve of that when I'm covered in cow muck. Some beautiful places on here. Mine's the best though. Well, it's not the best, but it is for me because it's new. But the views around here are stunning. It's only quite early in the morning. It's going to be really warm later, and you'll get some really good views as we're walking through. Look at the hill at the back there. Beautiful. And there's hills all around here, just through that mist over there, which you'll see later when I'm up on the top. Oh, it's absolutely stunning, which is why I decided to take the plunge and get myself a base here to explore the Dales. I'll be going to other places as well. I've still got to do the Cape Wrath Trail. It's all planned. I've just changed the date to 2017. I've seen this place. It's absolutely gorgeous inside. Look at this lodge here. Morning. I'm making a film. You're the star.
Oh, I see, right, outside.
I'm going on a nice big long walk and I'm just doing a bit of filming around here. Yeah. I'll give you the address on YouTube, you can watch it next week. See you now. People are very friendly here. Some of them have been here years, 20 years plus. So it must be a good place, mustn't it? This is out the back. I'm excited already. Being in the national park, this is the Yorkshire Dales National Park, you have a right to roam, which generally means you can make up your own route, which is what I'm doing today. This is called Gill Coat, and it's a little gorge and stream just running out from the back of Lytton Dale. Up here behind me on the top is called Hawkswick Clouder. Good name there, isn't it? Not to be mistaken with chowder or conch chowder, which is a spicy Jamaican soup. It's very tasty but completely different than that place. On the top of there is Dowkey Bottom Cave. which is a big cave complex system. I've not been in, and it says it's quite dangerous, so I may examine it at some point and see what it's like, but you've got to be careful going in caves around here. They can collapse on you. It's all mines. I've been in a limestone region. There's absolutely hundreds of miles of underground caves around here. So if you're into potholing, you must be off your trolley. I'm making up my own route today. I'm following this up onto the top. It's going to be about a 17-18 mile trek, so it'll take a good few hours. I'm going to be crisscrossing this river or stream for quite a while. I've got some really beautiful, stunning scenery for you to check out today, so bear with me. I get my feet wet. It's not what you'd call Gordale Scar, but it's still very nice. And tricky. Just got to be a bit careful because there's no recognised footpath, as I say, and the rocks, especially with walking boots on, it can be slippy rubber on the soles. It's as good as I was hoping for. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Get out to the other end. Right, I'll have a scramble along here, so. Of course, the danger with doing your own routes is you come to places like this and you can't get through. The boots are wet already. I've only been going half an hour. The Gorge is going through there, which is quite sharp. No way to get through there. But I have to scramble through there across the stream. And now I'm going to retrace the steps. Beautiful here though, isn't it? Look how many people come in. If they're sensible. Not many. That's where I couldn't get any further, just down there. Waterfall. You have to work your way 20 yards. Scramble out, but I would have got absolutely soaked. I am absolutely soaked. Well, I'll work my way up onto the top now, and there's a footpath I did the other day. I'll join lesson number 1 in the Dales. Stick to the path, keep off the moors. I like a good getting lost. Plodders lost again. Right, I'm back on a normal footpath. I've had to scramble up out of that ravine, Coates Gill, and now this is a straightforward footpath. Of course, you can take this straight out the back of the holiday park. If you're sensible, you will. But then you wouldn't have seen that beautiful waterfall down there, would you, in that little gorge? Just walking up into the mist now. Over here to the right is High Coat Moor. I'm also Yorkshireman, as you can tell. Only been here in a few weeks. I've just come from down that way. Hawkswick Clowder over on the left. High Coat Moor over on my right. Signpost here, so hopefully I'll know where I'm going. Let's have a look at this. Public bridleway to Street Gate. I mentioned Arncliffe Coat earlier. It's that way. I just come from down there. Well, Hawkswick Coat. I'm not lost yet. because there's a finger post there. By the way, to Street Gate, that way, 2 miles. Arncliffe Coat behind me, 2.5 miles. Over here in the mist, there's something called Clapham High Mark. I think Clapham's out that way. Bit of a view, thought I'd better stop, because you might not see one for the rest of the day. Very low, the cloud today. I'm following the path through the wall over there, a couple of miles to Street Gate. It's a big Roman fort there as well, I'm told. See if we can find it. Of course, the beauty of doing a walk on a day like today, in the depths of the great British summer. It's July! What's happening? Sorry about that. Is that there's no one else around? Because it's Monday and they're all at work. This area here is called Great Close. And that's called Great Close Scar. I'll be passing that later on in the day. At the moment, work yourself through that gate over there, over the hill, and far away. This here, there's a few roads. Over there, walk over there. Over there. This is called Street Gate. I'm doing a little bit of a figure of 8 today. So I'm passing through it here and going that way. Later on, hopefully, you'll see why I mean hopefully, I'll be coming from that direction, back this way. Clouds just starting to lift. Still quite mild and warm actually, I'm walking quite well. You'll recognise this place over here when I get there. I've been here before. You will have seen the videos, I hope. Oh, and just before I forget, you follow that route there, you get to Kilnsea in 4.5 miles. I've come from Arncliffe Coat that way, it's 4.5 miles. If you go that way to Arncliffe, it's 4.5 miles. I'm only pointing this out because down that way towards Kilnsea there's an old Roman fort, and I'm thinking I might pass it on my route later on today. That's only a small mite. I'm pointing it out because I might not come past this way again today. Said you might recognise it from one of my other walks. That way, via that little car park on the left, is Malham Tarn. This way is Malham Lings. And what that means is I'm on the Pennine Way. You've seen that one, haven't you? Brilliant movie. Brilliant walk. This is the start of the Malham Lings. I can't remember the name of them until I look at my GPS. Which I will do in a minute. As you can see, the sun has been out and now it's gone in. 3 minutes summer this year. 3 minutes. On this side is Watthouse, and on that side is Scar Crag. And as you can see, the path meanders along this wall down this way, and on the Pennine Way, which is that path, I walked up this way and around here and through that way, past Malham Tarn, over Fountain Fell, over Pennygent, into Ribblehead or Ribblesdale, or a little village called something like that. My memory's not that good. It's quite clear, the footpath. You've just got to be careful coming down here because there's big boulders used as steps, as you can see, and just got to watch your feet. Watch your slip over. Good dirt. Here comes the sun. Yorkshire Dales, you can't beat it. Like a mountain goat. Love it down here, love it. Not yet though, not quite there. Oh yes, Malham Cove. The track down there, Pennine Way. Go up the side of the other side. The weather's changed tonight. This is famous limestone pavement, this. Over the years the limestone has dissolved with rain and the rock has appeared. It's got all these little crevices and they're called grikes and clints. But I don't know what's a clint and what's a grike. I mean, is it the grike the big split? And the glint, the little hollows, is it the other way around? Or am I talking a complete load of nonsense? Yeah, the latter. Do you want a snippet of my generally useless and probably incorrect information? Well, Harry Potter, yeah, that was... Well, the film Deathly Hallows was actually filmed somewhere around it. Well, not all of it, obviously parts of it. And apparently it was the inspiration for Tolkien's Helm's Deep. I like a bit of Tolkien. Generally because most of my walks appear as if I'm going to Mordor. It is a beautiful location though, isn't it? So much so that, based on a painting he'd seen in 1819, yes folks, 1819, William Wordsworth, not William Shatner, nah, he was Captain Kirk, William Wordsworth wrote a poem about this place called Malham Cove. Was the aim frustrated by force or guile when giants scooped from out the rocky ground? Tier under tier the semicirque, oh, profound semicirque, get it? See where he was coming from? Giants, the same who built in Erin's Isle. Where's Erin's Isle? That causeway with incomparable toil. Oh, had this vast theatric structure wound. Oh, I'm liking this with finished sweep into a perfect round. I'm not reading any more. Because down there, in Malham, there's a pub halfway round. Never mind the semicircular round. Halfway round my walk, there's a pub, and in that pub, there's a beer with a name, my name, written all over it. So let's work our way down and see what I'm called today. That's a good view of Malham Cove, isn't it? Years ago, a waterfall used to come right over the top and drop the 100 metres or whatever it is to the bottom. But then, because it's limestone, eventually the crevices appeared and it started to go underground, disappear, and then it just trickles out through the bottom and through the side walls. Although I think last year or the year before, for the first time in a lot of years, someone actually filmed it running again from over the top because it was so wet. Just another snippet of useless information from Plodders Lost. Do a lot of rock climbing here, but then just round a corner from Littondale, a Kilnsea Crag, to do a lot of rock climbing there. Now that's a view. Malham Cove. It's famous, this place, not because it's just that, but peregrine falcons. Quite famous place for them nesting. Get a lot of twitchers, not that type, bird twitchers. Look, some here, both filming the peregrines up there. The thing about this place is the wild beasts you have to pass on the Pennine Way to get your beer with your name trampled all over it. Not that wild actually, quite friendly. Very hairy. Must be warm. Just walking into Malham now. It's a beautiful village when we get in there. This is a National Trust property, Townhead Barn. Should we go in and have a look? It's free admission. Be rude not to, wouldn't it? A typical Dales field barn. dates back from the 18th century and was part of a working farm until it's purchased by the National Trust in 1995. It was used for over 200 years to store hay and house the cows in winter. Muck from the cattle was spread on the meadows to fertilise the soil for the next crop of hay in the summer. The usual. Make a beautiful house though. Please mind your head. A bit of information about the Malham Tarn Nature Reserve. Place we'll be going to shortly. Oh, here's a map. Beautiful old building this. There we are, Malham. And I've come from over there. Oh no, I haven't. Come from over here somewhere. Right, pub calling. Just walked into the village of Malham, which, as you can see, is rather quaint and picturesque. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I've been in this pub before. Definitely, there's one over there. There's a few cafes. It's called the Woolpack Inn, and I'm going in here to see what I can have to drink. It is. It's going to have one with my name written all over it. Let's go and find out. Can I have a pint of Plodders Lost, please? Ordinarily known as Hetton Dark Horse.
Dark Horse, yeah.
Here we go. Plodders Lost, or rather, what was it called? Dark Horse. Yeah, that's me all over. Courtesy of the Woolpack Inn in Malham. Did you see the barmaid's face? I actually thought she'd heard of my name, but yeah, so that's not a bad thing, is it? This is halfway. It's easy to get to by car. There's lots of walks from Littondale here. Just drive through Arncliffe, turn left, up over the hill, past Malham Tarn, and down this hill here. There's a big car park along that way. And there's lots of cars here parked, so it's a very popular place. Nice beer that. Just come to the pub there. You just turn left over this little footbridge here. Which is nice. It's got a kingfisher on it in case you're lost. It's quite a popular village. Tourists. There's a few on the route now. Nice and warm now. The weather's improved. You can see the mist's gone off the top of the hills. I was talking to a guy who's just walked over from Settle, which is in that direction over there. He said it was misty over there this morning as well. You're gonna love this bit, second half. You may have known, but all my walks tend to have a link to a beer. I'm getting help for it. It's not working, fortunately, but you're gonna love this second half of the walk. Better than the first. It's quite a popular route with families who go to Malham, park up, bite to eat, and then they do a walk round. This is a circular route back into the village. You can go either up the lane and turn right or back, but as you can see, it's nice and woody and cool. and you can smell wild garlic. Ooh, make me hungry. But wait till you see what's at the end of this. You will love it. Give you a clue now. Just as we go past this, yeah, it's like that. Whoop. This bit here is generally why people do the circular route. You'll love this bit in a minute. There's a few people here now. That's called Janet's Foss. Now I've done a lot of research to get you some information on this place. And basically I googled it, the first thing that came up was Janet was Queen of the Fairies. Having read that, I didn't do any more research because I'm into fairies. Beautiful, isn't it? But this is by no means the reason I brought you this way. The reason I brought you this way lies just a little bit further, so patience. And now to probably the most spectacular part of today, which is why I've come this way. You might tell by the hills behind me, they're getting steeper and steeper and steeper and steeper and steeper. Gordale Scar. This is on the end of a 22-mile fault line. The Craven fault line runs from Cumbria part way into the Dales. It was formed about 15 and 16 million years ago. What happened was the water was flowing over the top because limestone then flowed in through the rock, created a cave, and over millions of years the cave eroded a bit and then it just all collapsed in on itself. Yeah, you learn a little bit on Plodders Lost as well, don't you? As well as having all this beautiful views and fun. Apparently you walk around here, there's a waterfall, you scramble up it, and then you can walk out of the gorge at the other end. Well, a path up to the left, but I intend to walk out the gorge at the far end. Now, like the one I went up this morning, I'm probably going to have to double back, get wet and scramble up the side somewhere. But we won't know really until we get in there. So should we go and have a look? Come on. Well, that wasn't too wet. Spectacular ground, no water. And almost come on. And this takes me to a path that leads up the side. I was hoping to get further into the gorge, but I won't know until I get up here whether you can get into the gorge. Whew. Carolina. Good Carolina. Whew. I found some steps. No, they are from Lord of the Rings, aren't they? Beautiful that, isn't it? Sun's out up here. Hurrah! Hoping to follow this deck, Gordale deck, up to the top, come out at the Roman fort, turn left along the path to Street Gate, and then head the 6 miles or so home. I'm hoping, because I don't want to have to climb up this to get onto the correct path. Just there. Shallow and out here. Right, scoop the fire up. Warm work this. This is Gordale Scar. Inside to Gordale Scar down there. I'm judging by the terrain, I think I'm going to be lucky. Unlike the start of the walk. Loads of butterflies here. tough mile or so walk, that. It's very uneven under your feet, so I'll take it easy. Could go over on the ankle. Wouldn't want to do that out here. Anyway, I've checked my GPS and I'm headed in the right direction for a Roman camp. Unfortunately, it's thousands of years old and there won't be a cafe there. I've only got a little bit of water. I've still got a good few hours to go. I think someone's having a laugh. I'm in the middle of a Roman camp. How could you tell? I'm definitely in the middle of it. That was well worth the climb up that gorge to get here, wasn't it? Right. See the hills in the distance? Yeah. I'm heading off that way now. Have a glass of water first. Well, a swig of water. I've just come from behind me through those hills there, up Gordale, back from Gordale Scar all the way. And this morning I came down here and I followed this route through the fence over there over to Street Gate, and I think I mentioned this was called Great Close, this area. When I'm heading over there to a farm and up onto Midge Hill, which is the distance, that's Great Close Scar. My feet are a bit sore, but it's a lovely walk so far. It was very misty this morning here, and as you can see right now, it isn't. Over that way, the second lot of trees is Malham Tarn, so I went over there, round there, and to Malham Cove. That's Middlehouse Farm. That's Great Close. Great Close Scars, that hill. It's all rocky on the other side. I'm heading up here now. High Midge Hill. I hope there's no midges. I'm sweating. They'll be on me like a swarm. Over here, over the top, you come to a place called Out Pasture. So there is a pub at the end though in another few hours. Right, come on, let's go. It's a nice path once you get up from High Midge Hill. You come over the top, go just following this track along really. It's the public footpath to Malham, it's well known. Comes from Arncliffe, which is that way. Up here, if you follow the wall up here, there's a place called Parson's Pulpit. It's like a natural amphitheatre. And it comes down here, and this track, from what I've seen on one of my maps, has been called in the past at some point Monk's Way or Monk's Track. So Parson's Pulpit, Monk's Way, everything seems to be related to or linked to Fountains Abbey around here when you read up on it, which is not too far in that direction, or the area is not too far in that direction. Oh, it's beautiful now, isn't it? That's called Nab End, that hill. And down this gully here, there's a big beck called Cowside Beck. Right. Another 40-50 minutes to drink time. Of course, this is what it's all about, walking in the Dales. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's 6 o'clock in the evening. It's just over there. there's a road. If you follow that road, it goes that way to Arncliffe, and if you follow all that way, it goes past Malham town into Malham. It's a nice drive as well. In the distance, that's called Old Coat Moor. I've been on the top of that the other day. It's beautiful up there. On the other side of that hill, it goes down into Kettlewell. That's a beautiful place as well. Is that beautiful or what? Arncliffe, High Coat Moor, Littondale stretches all this way. There's a village about 3 miles that way called Lytton. Lovely pub there, the Queen's Arms, beautiful old English pub. Further along there's a small hamlet called Halton Gill. I think the Black Widow or parts of that film were filmed there. And then right at the end of the dale, you can't go any further, it's Fox Up, it's just a farm. But if you turn left after Halton Gill, you can go all the way up this road underneath Pennygent, because Pennygent starts at the top of Littondale. But right now, that's where we're heading, down there to a very famous pub. You'll recognise it immediately if you're the same age as me. Almost there. Midges out. Keep on the move. It's only this lane. Look at this old house, it's beautiful. Beautiful, this old house. It's all, that's Shaking Stevens, isn't it? Oh God, don't show me age. Nice. It's an old bell up here. Little old schoolhouse or something. Told you it was famous, didn't I? The Woolpack Inn, Emmerdale. Sad. This is Steve, he's the landlord. Brilliant. His braces.
How you doing, fellow? Alright?
That's about yourself.
That's about it all, thank you, yeah.
Cheers. Guard dog.
Yeah. Beef and jug.
A pint of guzzler, please.
Pint of guzzler.
Other known as Plodders lost best. He's wondering what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. Talking to a stick.
I talk to a stick. I have a YouTube channel.
Alright.
And I make films of walks and stuff like that called Plodders Lost.
Right.
And you are now
On
star of the show.
On Twitter. Being witted at again.
He's just got electricity, he doesn't know what the internet is. What a beautiful finish to the walk, eh? Yorkshire Guzzler. Yeah, that's my name today. This is Arncliffe. Absolutely stunning village. My place is along here, about 1.5 miles. I'll eat that up. This place here, the Falcon, but to you old folk, the Woolpack. It's great, isn't it? And that's why I've got a place up here, because I wanted a slice of this place. A big slice. You can have your cake and eat it, or Yorkshire pudding. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the today's walk. It's about 18 miles. Seems like 4 days, but really pleasant walking. There's shortcuts as well, obviously, but I don't do them. I've just walked along the road. My battery's low, so didn't film much. It's about 1.5 miles that way to Arncliffe. And this morning I was stood here. You couldn't see anything there because it was very misty. And now look at the place. It's a lovely route out there, up there, around the side into Kettlewell, and you come back over the top. Beautiful. Ah. See? Littendale. And this morning it was misty. Oh, look at the hills at the back. I can see them. See the hills behind me? I can see them too.